I got nothing for this one.
I mean, I feel like the part of the emergency is that you're not supposed to be prepared for this. Speaking of what's going on,
That's true.
everybody. Yep. Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to the emergency episode of the Out of Pocket podcast. And for those of you who don't know, these are usually episodes where like we might have like something we want to talk about, but it's like it's not an emergency. Like, oh, hey, here's some big super thing. I mean, it's kind of like that. Okay, let me start up. Uh, hey,
Mm.
what's going on, guys? Welcome to the Pocket Podcast. I'm not actually gonna edit that out, by the way. uh, but yeah, this is
Of
our
course not.
emergency. Now, this is our emergency episode. This is probably our first one this year. Surprisingly,
I think so, yeah.
yeah. So for those of you who don't know, emergency podcasts are pretty much episodes where it's like we can't really wait another week to talk about it, and usually like it includes like at least multiple uh kind of like multiple stories that are kind of interesting that we can at least talk about besides just the main besides the other topics. And we got three. So usually normally we would go like, oh hey, we're gonna do our casual. Let's go back and look through the break, and we ain't got time for that. So
Nope.
here's what we doing. We're gonna talk about three topics. We're gonna have a discussion over Elestrals. We're gonna have a discussion over Magic the Gathering, and then we're gonna have a discussion over Cardfight Vanguard. There will, because these episodes are technically meant to be shorter. Uh, going forward, the timestamps will pretty much just be like immediately there. So if you're watching on YouTube, you can immediately just grab them and you're good. So, yeah. So let's kind of begin with the
Yep, gonna go
news.
right in.
Yep. So we've got an update on Elestrals Clash, specifically their online game that was on Steam. Which hold on just 1 second. Let me double check something important. I want to see if this does anything. I don't think I actually launched it. I just want to check this out real quick because do it live. I'm gonna unlaunch the client and see if it works.
No, no.
Want to at least make sure.
I'm sure the
No.
client, so.
It is taking its sweet time to load. Oh, that. Okay, it is still. It is at least loading. I'll show you all right now because I have not built that into the actual stream. So okay, it
We'll
is.
take it.
Okay, it is in fact loading. Okay. All right, cool. So it still exists for now. Good. Why do we say that? Well, let's kind of go back into let's get into the actual topic right here. That is not it. So, important update on Elestrals Clash. So, for those of you who don't know what Elestrals is the card game made by A Drive, who is a known Pokemon YouTuber, and he made Elestrals I think, about 3 years ago, at some point.
There about.
Yeah,
Like 2022-ish. What's the
yeah,
Kickstarter?
2 or 3 years ago with a Kickstarter, and he made his own card game, and it released, and it's been doing okay, probably way better than people expected. So there was a was it part of the same Kickstarter, or was it like a separate Kickstarter?
Separate Kickstarter advertised.
Yes, so separate Kickstarter for Elestrals Clash, which is the online version of Elestrals. And so the Kickstarter happened, it got funded, and the beta version, with the beta or like the early access version, was on Steam. I say was because I also haven't checked that either. So if you want to check that while I'm explaining, you can go ahead, Zeta. Um,
Oh,
but
check. Sorry, check what?
if the if Clash is even still like findable on Steam, like not like
Let me
accessible,
see.
like to like literally find the see if you can even get there, because
Yep.
what was it? You dropped this in my DMs literally like yesterday, saying
Uh-huh.
pretty much going like you need to read this. And so what is basically happening, to go into the long and short of it, Elestrals Clash has basically stopped development because of a bunch of BS behind the scenes that is just kind of ruined everything. So let's hear it from the horse's mouth itself. Hey casters, I'm Dan, also known as A Drive, creator and CEO of Elestrals. I'm writing to provide you with a comprehensive update from my perspective on the development status of Elestrals Clash, our digital online simulator. The simulator is complex, the situation is complex, and you deserve to understand what has happened. I want to be as transparent as possible about the timeline and circumstances that have led us to this point. So, in December 2024, the Pixelborn Lorcana client was taken down. I wanted to reach out to Pavel, the developer, to discuss a potential collaboration for Clash. At the same time, Elestrals was engaged with Card.io for fulfillment services and the deployment of our online play network. During regular discussions, I mentioned Pavel to Card.io's former CEO, Chris Sheridan. Chris informed me that Card.io was in the process of acquiring Pavel's company, and that Lestrals working with Pavel directly wasn't possible as a result. Based on this information, we reached a contractual agreement with Card.io and began paying them to develop the Clash software in August 2024, with the expectation that Pavel's team at Pixelborn would handle the development. Card.io established timelines and deliverables for a February 2025 mobile release, and we scheduled our Kickstarter campaign around these commitments. Card.io engaged with Pixelborn, and Lestrals began a collaborative process to bring the Clash client to life ahead of the Kickstarter campaign. So, okay, that's the initial, right? That's the initial setup.
Yep.
Pre-Kickstarter discovery. At the end of September, a couple weeks before our Kickstarter launch, I learned that Card.io did not have a formal written contract in place with Pavel's team despite months of development work. I informed Card.io that we would cancel the Kickstarter if this was not resolved. Card.io and Pavel finalized an agreement, not an acquisition, at the last minute, and we proceeded with the campaign. Okay.
Huh.
Development challenges. Following our successful Kickstarter, development work ramped up. However, it became clear early on that the estimated timeline for backers would not be feasible. After the alpha and beta launches did not meet expectations, we pushed back the intended launch and worked out an updated plan for continued development towards an early access release. Full launch, card parity with the physical TCG and mobile availability, was expected by the end of 2025, which, we're in 2026. Pavel later informed me that Pixelborn had not agreed to the contractually established timelines and deliverables. Throughout the summer,
Yeah.
development continued. Early access launched in late July 2025.
Okay. We're off to a great start here.
So,
Pavel?
mm, okay, let's,
The keep reading.
yeah, okay. Fall 2025 and development interruption. As we entered fall 2025, we found a productive rhythm with Pavel's team, resulting in a significant update on November 1st. A few days later, Chris at Card.io notified me that he needed Pavel's team to focus on another project for 4 to 6 weeks, which would pull them off Clash development. I objected as they were contractually obligated to continue development, and we did not want to lose the momentum we had built. Chris proceeded anyway. Chris was replaced as CEO shortly after. Until this point, there had been no indication from Card.io of any issues with our agreement or development timelines. George Wendt, Chris's replacement, informed me that Card.io could not continue development without additional payment beyond our contractual obligations. Discovery of non-payment. Through conversations with Pavel after his team was pulled off Clash, I learned that there were unresolved business matters between Card.io and Pixelborn that led to Pavel's team not working on Clash or any other Card.io projects as a result. Card.io later acknowledged these matters involved outstanding invoices. Development completely halted. Failed settlement negotiations. We formally notified Card.io of the contractual issues and attempted to reach a resolution. Over the past several months, we have sought to negotiate a settlement with Card.io. After months of back and forth, these discussions recently collapsed due to sudden unalignment on certain key issues. And now we are at current status. We have fulfilled all our current contractual payment obligations to Card.io. The Clash Kickstarter funds were spent on bringing this game to life, physical awards, and related project costs. Those investments were supposed to carry us through to a full launch with card parity to our physical TCG and mobile availability. We cannot support continued development of the Clash client under these circumstances. We attempted to find a path forward, but it's clear that it is no longer possible. A key challenge is our understanding that Pixelborn owns the code and Card.io only licenses it from them. Elestrals remains in good standing with Pavel and Pixelborn. However, resuming development is extremely challenging given the pending matters between all involved parties. Despite these significant obstacles, we remain committed to finding a solution and will keep the community informed as we evaluate our options. That said, at this time, the future of the Clash client remains uncertain. To our community, I want to express my deepest regret and most sincere apologies, particularly to our Kickstarter backers who placed their trust in us. We strive to maintain transparency, but in the interest of settling this matter and complying with certain obligations, we have been unable to share details. Those negotiations have now deteriorated, and we felt it necessary to share our experience with complete honesty. You deserve better than this outcome, and I take full responsibility for entering into this partnership. We will continue to explore every possible avenue to find a path forward for Elestrals Clash, and we will keep you informed as the situation develops. Now, before we continue, I want to check something. Because this just came out yesterday. I want to check a few things. So we are... Okay, he is... So... Alright, so there's nothing there. Then there is... he went live yesterday. I'm checking out all the possible updates that could possibly be there. Oh, not all I wanted. Shoot. I'm checking the YouTube to see if there's any updates.
Nothing on Twitter besides Pokemon stuff.
Yeah, I don't really care much about Twitter. I have seen some reactions today. Okay.
What has MPT Elestrals said on this matter?
There is a discussion by Speed Robo, which I'll look at later. Because I don't want to just... I was looking at the time, but I didn't see anything, so... On that note... So, as of right now, Elestrals has hit a very big stopgap.
Yep.
And I wanted to be kind of clear. I saw some people being upset that they were silent about this matter and only just now told you, etc., etc. And it's like, there. Well, for one, obviously, if there's legal obligations going on here, you can't just say stuff without having your,
Right.
without like people knowing. So of course they're going to stay silent on the matter. They're not going like you. You are not supposed in situations like this. You, the public, do not need to know anything until it is actually legally fine to say so. So
Sure.
get that off, get that out. Let's kind of put that there. Always remember that they don't have to
Also,
tell you
4 months
anything
without.
unless they have okay from their uh their partners and their attorneys, because that is because you say the wrong thing, they can hit you.
Sure, but also,
Always,
like, I mean, I get it, though, right? Going, like, on what, 4 months without an update?
yeah. 4 months update, you're concerned. Being upset that they didn't give you an update, that is very much like, hey, there was some legal stuff we had to deal with. This is what happened. And being upset that they couldn't tell you because of legal stuff, calm down. Like, now, what, and by that I mean like literally just being like legal stuff. I mean like, oh, well, why didn't you update me before earlier? It's like we legally could not. Now, as to what's in here, I'm gonna let you go.
Alright. If you knew before the Kickstarter that there was some nonsense going on between every single party involved in this game's creation, and you went forward and took people's money, you deserve some heat, alright?
So, okay,
Like, alright, okay? Like, they were all like, Card.io and, like, Pixelborn were already getting into some nonsense between each other, and you decide to go, "You know what? I need some small indie card game developers. Let's move forward. Yeehaw!"
now I can probably understand a little bit with the idea of, hey, if I want to work Cardeo and I want to work with Pixelborn, they just so happen to be starting to work together now. Why not kill two birds with one stone and like try and figure that
Sure.
out? Like, okay, we'll figure out how we do this. On that logic, I understand. It's like I don't blame
Sure.
him because it's like that seems like two birds with one stone. We are all understanding together. We don't have to kind of. Ideally, we don't have to kind of deal with any issues on that front. Like we all are should theoretically be on the same page. So on that, yeah.
Theoretically.
All right, continue. Let me.
And, like, the thing about the timeline events where I'm just like, everything that's as it keeps moving forward, it's like, alright, clearly, like, Pavel and Pix were not, not agreeing to the established timelines. It's like, huh, that's a little odd that that wasn't, like, firmly established between, like, I get it if, like, Card.io is, the one mostly handling negotiations and things after that point, because the ongoing acquisition, it's like there's a lot of miscommunication here, and I'm sure it's fine. It's like, buddy, it seems like a major project you need for your games continue to exist. If I would not just be, rusting the wind on this one.
Okay,
Not to
so
say Card.io isn't innocent. Card.io is clearly,
no,
messed up with with their own contract side
I
with
I argue
Pixelborn.
the real issue is Card.io here.
Oh, for sure.
Oh, like the major chunk of the issue is Card.io. There are still a lot of other pieces here we need to talk about, but definitely like, looking at them is like, hold on now, what are we doing?
Oh yeah, no, Cardano is like definitely, the majority of the blame, but also I'm like, I'm, buddy, it's kind of also your big project here.
So I think the long and short of it is that, uh, hey, how on earth did this kind of get to this weird issue? Like, I understand,
Yeah,
like, you came to think that the estimate timeline for backers would not be feasible. Obviously, you're creating a whole game from
that always
scratch.
happens with a Kickstarter.
Yeah, like, that's fine, right? That understandable thing. And the alpha beta didn't meet expectations. You want the hit intended launch, you had to clean it up. Okay, that's fine. I think, and now I'm starting to. Now, here's the crazy thing. I think I'm now starting to understand why Master Duel and Dear Days launch with a behind like thing of cards. It's for situations like this when you're releasing a game and you're trying to update to new cards, but you barely, and especially like you barely have the old ones like set up.
Right, like it's like you have to account for all the new mechanics and everything. And, they're not operating. They don't have MTG's experience with online clients where they can just do it like that.
Or
Right,
MTG's online ultimate money where they could just hire somebody to who
right.
has like experience
And,
where they can just
MTG
do it.
cards are made like a 16-month development cycle. Thereabout, right? Like,
Yeah,
these cards are made like a year in advance. They got it like that. You have time before you see what they're working on.
yeah, and not to
Or
mention like
TCG Live.
I think also not to
Like even
mention
Pokemon Company.
like I think also mention like Magic's core mechanics are just so basic.
Right.
Like you can, yeah, it's like lands, mana, etc. The phases of the game, yada yada. You can kind of just mold that into anything. There's obviously
Like
some
even the Duel
different.
Masters client, it's like 5 years behind. Over 5 years? Over 5 years behind.
Dang,
Huh?
look at that.
Oh yeah.
But it's
They started with set one and we're like, we're doing this all in order.
also why like why like Zero also started from a starting point. It was like you have to have the basic fundamentals down. While yes, you want to have Elestrals have like up to date, like same same day like release schedule. If the core, like as you said it on your review of the Clash uh early
Mhm.
access, like you said it like you. But what did you say when the Clash early access happened? Since I'm kind of blanking.
I it's generally like messy, unintuitive, really unintuitive. And like the way like the user experience was just poor. That's like, not designed to get the fully integrated like new players into Elestrals. Obviously was the biggest problem. Bad tutorialization and everything. I created an stalemate in the first like game. Don't know how that happened. Good times. Like it needed a ton of work.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it
So
does help that just, overall felt derivative. I'm not gonna lie. Doing too much. Or at least it felt like it was doing too much because of the poor user experience and onboarding.
okay, okay, that's what you said. So again, if the core beast of that is there, it is probably an issue of, well, if the core user experience has an issue, then it's like yeah, like why are we still kind of on trying to get that there, you know?
Yeah.
On that note, why?
Oh wow.
What?
There's only one person online right now.
For Clash?
Elestrals Clash. Is your client still open?
No, I closed it.
Okay. Had to make sure you weren't the one person online.
Not you. Not you doing Steam charts in the middle of the podcast. Okay.
I've done it repeatedly with Deer Days, and I'll keep doing it with Deer Days.
All right, fine. Uh, so definitely, like, I am not. Again, I'm not really familiar with Lestrals. The game doesn't feel like it appeals to me, but for some reason, just like a. But then, like, you had like a. But it had like pretty much like the greatest. How do I say this? Like Elestrals had like the closest thing to what Bakugan had in terms of like you have like a pretty big content creator sphere coming to help you. Right? MBT, you had PK Sparks, um this is Encoder. Right? Like, people from from Yu-Gi-Oh! And the Pokemon space are involved in Elestrals. And the TC space in general, right? I saw a interview they did with TCG Buzz like a couple months ago, maybe. So it's very much like the card game's out there, and obviously, like the card game itself is doing fine. I think that's the big point about this. The card game itself is doing fine. Don't need to worry about the card game, at least for now. But okay, I'm kind of capping there. I'll be honest. Yeah, I'd be concerned about the card game.
Right.
And it's not because of the cards themselves. It's more so just the announcement that the Clash, the main thing people were kind of waiting for, which was, hey, we want Elestrals Clash, right? We'll wait for that to come out
Right.
so that we can actually like play the game. Only for it to
It's
be
fine, all
announced.
right. There's still Elestrals Awakened.
What is that?
Huh?
What is that? What you just say to me?
They're action adventure Boxer Tamer RPG Pokemon clone.
That game. Talk about that. Oh my goodness.
Why are they doing this?
Oh, so uh,
Can someone tell them to stop?
yeah, so someone on Blue Sky kind of talked to me about what the situation was there because there apparently was a big kerfuffle about the whole thing. And yeah, I did not know there was an immediate Kickstarter for that game. That actually happened. I'm like,
There's no way there was a Kickstarter.
there was a Kickstarter.
Zechs, I need you to stop trying to defend this game.
No, 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 no. Hold on, hold on. Wait, can you...
3 Kickstarters! Dog! Each of us running a racket, okay?
Okay, so let's pull this up over here. Elestrals Awakened is a RPG, a monster catcher RPG that's made, right? It had a goal of 250,000. There were 13,000 backers, and it got made the goal over 1 point to almost 1.5 million. And if you back $25, there's a Switch game. You get it on Switch, and then you can get like in-game items, an in-game special casting, digital art book, in-game stellar. Wait a second, what? And stretch goals. Oh, oh my god! And you got cards and
That
Elestrals too.
that's quite a lot of stretch goals.
Oh boy. So what I can only assume was that people really did feel like they wanted, you know,
Get on the next
right? They
Pokemon.
felt like Elestrals, the game was doing so well. I mean, this is pretty much a thing of trust, right? It's like, hey, I want to do this game. I've done all I can without like extra money. Now here you go, and use that trust to get Elestrals Awakened funded. Let me tell you right now, if Clash, like, this is the big problem is that Clash wasn't even out yet.
Nope.
Like, yes, it was in technically early access, but it's like but like everybody and their mama basically saying this game does not work. Like, please fix it. And I don't want to go into a whole bunch of rumors, but from what I understand, when people were talking about, oh, this in the alpha and the beta were issues, I remember people talking about, like, yeah, they didn't listen to us when we said these were our issues in the alphas and the beta tests and whatnot. When the early access happened, it's like it arguably is just the same, if not worse.
Hmm.
And so obviously that's the issue. The thing is, like, okay, you did the alpha and beta, didn't work, and then you ignored the update. It's like it kind of reminds me of what they were talking, what people were kind of saying in the development team about what you would call it, High Guard.
Yeah, I mean, if you think about it, as a person, yeah, that's a good point, right?
Yeah,
If you make something for the industry, you kind of just ignore the feedback from people who aren't in the know. And in this case, the know are the bunch of like YouTubers that were actively pushing Elestrals, and they're like, I played Elestrals a ton, I kill Elestrals a ton. I can use the client perfectly fine. It's cool.
yeah. Uh, it's, but even then, like, I watched MBT Elestral's video, and he was like, yeah, even then, it's like it's still not, like he said, yeah, it's great if you know how to play Lestrals, but obviously if you don't, you're gonna suffer. Like, he specifically was like, yeah, no, this is like cool for me because I play this thing like almost every other day right next to Yu-Gi-Oh. So as for anyone else, like, yeah, no, you have an issue. He brings that up, and it's like completely true. Um, I mean, the long and short of it is this is overall just really bad.
If I see a Kickstarter in the next like 6 months for an Elestrals comic book series, we're starting an emergency podcast.
I don't think we're gonna get. But on the real, like, this is just kind of generally bad because until they can figure out what to do with Clash, like, pretty much like Clash is just dead in the water.
Yep.
Like, you can still play it, but why would you if it's still in this shoddy state? That's one.
I mean, we had to see. I mean, I'm willing to like see if people are going to get their physical back rewards next month.
That is true. I assume that it. I'll probably say this. That will probably still happen. If it doesn't, then we've got a problem.
Right.
Because what does he say like on the current status? We fill our contracts. The Kickstarter funds were spent on bringing this game to life, physical rewards, and related project costs. And those expenses so carry us through to a full launch with card parity to our physical TG availability. So all he says is we cannot support continued development of the Clash client under these circumstances. So I assume everything physical is ready to go. But it's the digital stuff that is the issue. And I hope it's just that. Because if they have to delay the Kickstarter stuff, that's another that probably hits a lot more. Because it's like, okay, because the real issue is that the trust in Elestrals has been shaken.
Is down.
Like, before we even get to the other like stuff here, is like the trust in Elestrals as a game is shaken because, well, the reason people wanted to play Elestrals would, or rather would actually touch Elestrals, which was uh this game, is as of right now dead. There's no reason to really play this game.
Yep.
Um, so with that in mind, it does kind of beg the question then of like how will the card game kind of handle this? I because like because I can assume, right, you're having to deal with trying to figure. I assume just the other issue of the tariffs being an issue also probably was like I have to deal with the tariffs. I can't, too many things happening at the same time out of his control or out of the team's control. Where it's like this has to be done now. We just have to kind of put this off, or right now I'm not really getting anything, so I can't really deal with it. A whole bunch of other things. I'm not saying A Drive or his team have done a rug pull just yet. I feel like there's a little
Oh
bit
yeah,
more,
no, they are in too deep for a rug pull.
and I truly do like believe that enough people generally, have faith in him. Where it's like, yeah, no, we still have faith in it, but it's like, ooh,
You're running a high trust game here, and you kind of shot the trust in the knee a little bit.
but so I feel like at this point the real thing should be like, yeah, no, we're gonna put more effort in. At least for right now, we're gonna figure out do. But right now, I feel like the main thing should be getting the card game stable.
Right.
Like let's let Pixelborn or whatever deal with what they want to do with how they're gonna deal with the card game code. Right, you've got the actual like, you've got the um good standing with each other. Y'all cool. Let them deal with it. You focus on your game,
Uh-huh.
and then when you can finally come back to the table and restart it, right? Because again, as long as the physical stuff comes out, you're good, at least for a while. When the
Yeah.
physical stuff starts getting delayed, and God, I know it probably has because of the tariff situation, having to deal with all that. But if it's delayed past like a certain point, like then you've got a problem. Because really, the real thing about card games is like how much trust, especially for a original IP and an indie game. A lot of it is trust.
Yep.
If your players can't trust you, or if your players can't trust you to actually like put out something, it deteriorates. And like when the cycle continues, like it rolls downhill until there's a giant boulder you can't stop.
Oh, the tariffs definitely hit them. I'm looking at the different like release dates between sets right now, and I'm like, October 2025. That set coming soon, May 2026. It's like, oh, ew, ew.
Yeah, I know that's something that he did say it's like, yeah, it's gonna take a minute to kind of get things back on track with that, specifically because of printing cards and right. He was talking about like, yeah, I've got plushies stuck in China. Remember, he's talking about he got plushies stuck in China that can't come over. But I listen. I don't know who Card.io are, but
Organized Play Network.
okay.
They cover like from the look of it, at least when I checked on their website. I totally misspelled that. How the uh, of course Arcana's their main partner. And then Universes, Elestrals, Cookie Run,
Okay. Mezu,
a
Bo
bunch of smaller
Jackson
games.
Battle Arena.
What the heck is Bo Jackson Ballerina?
I don't want to know. But
I'm googling Bo Jackson Ballerina.
why?
Oh, this. Oh, these cards look unique.
I'm scared.
Look, we have to take a detour in the Bo Jackson Ballerina, okay?
Okay.
Send you the link.
Hmm. Oh, okay. Oh, small detour. Bo Jackson Battle Arena is a sports trading card game that features fun and competitive gameplay, along with on-card autographs and serialized cards. Like your mode, rookie, substitution, or playmaker, and face off best of 7 showdown. Win the most battles, claim victory. Latest from the Bow Break. Tecmo Bowl Double Mega. Boba Set Ascension. What in the
At
world?
least it seems to be a card game in active development. Maybe like 10 people playing this, but you know what? They have a $5,000 prize pool for the World Championships.
This is kind of crazy. Okay.
You already know everyone playing this game is like 45 minimum.
Oh well, no, I'm like I'm products. Where to buy? They got playmats, BOGO free. How much?
The
Like
Griffey set.
$40 for a playmat of this? Oh,
Unused hot dogs.
all right, we're done here. All right. Uh, basically, this is just an unfortunate. Long story short, unfortunate situation for everyone. This is a bad thing in the, like just general. This is just kind of a big hit to Elestrals, and in general to the card game like community for if for wanting to have independent big for having big independent IPs in the card game space, and this happens. That's not great because that can potentially lead to some sort of, oh well, Elestrals failed, so I guess I'm never trusting a a original IP again. I guess I'm just gonna stick with Bandai, Magic, you know, whatever. Just kind of stay there. That's
Look, I think after MetaZoo, no one should trust any game trying to obviously ride on the Pokemon hype train.
I don't know. I feel like there is a space for it, but it's just like this sequence of events just
There's a
really
space for
hurt.
collectors and investors.
Not saying.
See, that's like the natural form of the Out of Pocket podcast. We have the mild optimist in one corner, and then the one guy saying every card game needs to die in the other.
Listen, I don't want card games to die, and I feel like the state of the card game industry feels like it needs something like Elestrals. But I
Mhm.
won't be. But I'm not gonna lie. It's it's very hard to do.
Yeah. Like, I want people to understand, I am pro card game, all right? It may not sound like it,
Would have quit by now if you
but
would.
I'm also anti really dumb decisions.
So
It's a balancing act.
if anyone has any more information about this, please let us know in the comments. We'd
Yep.
love to kind of learn more or have more details. Um, and we'll kind of just monitor the situation as time goes on. Moving on to the second discussion.
And
So
real quick,
yeah,
and Paul, if you want to release a podcast episode like right a day later, right after we talk about something like you've done like 3 times now, just hit us up.
what?
Like, that's a few times like we'll talk about something on the podcast, and like literally the very next day there's like a 1 hour like Team APS amplifier video on it. It's like, bro, you can just message us on Discord.
I think that's just coincidence. Okay. And plus, I don't think they know who we are. No one knows who we are.
Well, we have to imply people know who we are, so eventually they do know who we are.
You were the only one actually active on Twitter.
Look, all right, I'm only on
And
Twitter in the
and
card game
no,
space when it's time
me
to pick a fight with E3 Yu-Gi-Oh.
and no, me retweeting artwork is not me being active.
I do like our ratio, the Edison guy. Love it. Mm.
Oh, but okay, let's kind of make a small detour to that. Uh the freaking make a small detour to that real quick. The freaking Simo video. How did you feel about that one?
Oh shoot, which SEMA video?
The is it too late to save Yu-Gi-Oh?
You see, I wish I watched that video. I didn't, unfortunately.
You didn't watch the video. You of all people didn't watch that video.
Look, I'll be honest. The only SEMO content I watch at this point is Masochist.
I mean that just
Sometimes the CGB videos.
I mean I mean that I mean shit was so generational, like almost the I mean that thing was so
Look,
generational
look.
it
I,
created a whole nightmare.
I get it. It turned Monkey Fight TCG into a lolcow, but regardless,
Okay, he's not a locale. Like probably locale of the week, but not a
of
genuine
the week,
locale.
yeah.
Like just like oh you
Like
kind of fumbled.
SEMO's Yu-Gi-Oh content, I'm like, it's raw Yugi boomer to a certain point.
Oh no, without a doubt. I mean
What's worse, it's Yugi Boomer takes when this only went roundabout through the entire like game like twice. And still comes out a Yugi Boomer.
Like, I'm not gonna like. I don't want to be like a whole thing or anything, but it's like always every time I feel like I hear Simo talk about like, it's specifically whenever he talks about like a new format or anything, and he wants to be like, man, why can't they just why does Konami want everyone to play anything other than Yu-Gi-Oh? And I'm like, that's rich coming from you, Mister. I created the most popular form to play Yu-Gi-Oh in the COVID era. Mister, I
Right.
created a whole other format for Master Duel. Like it's like, dog, that is the pot calling the kettle black. How you know how people play
Guy,
Yu-Gi-Oh? Dog, you literally made money. You made your entire life off of playing alternate format of Yu-Gi-Oh in modern
guy
era.
who sent at least 1,000 scrubs into ruining the Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel ladder with their garbage decks. Oh man, why don't people want to play regular Yu-Gi-Oh?
And it's like, and like I feel like let me say this: you have a right to be upset over, you know, them kind of getting off Edison, right? Same thing,
He
people.
is a Go player with the snootiness of Edison players. I'm saying it.
Dang, a thing is that a double disc? That's crazy.
Go players are okay sometimes. Edison players are melee players, alright? But there's just like an aura of like smugness and anger that permeates every single time they talk about their game of choice.
But the point I'm trying to make here is that, well, it's I I feel it's very interesting to hear someone who I have seen be like very negative about Yu-Gi-Oh. Like I remember when Genesis came out, he immediately did a uh had an episode with C Covert Go Blue, and he immediately, like, almost like within like 20 like 5 minutes of the episode, he basically kind of he was basically just like shitting all over it immediately, and it's like, dog.
I still can't believe CGB is like 45.
Okay, one, I'm sorry for that. Like, a car just passed by my house. Secondly, he's what?
He's 45.
Hmm, looks pretty nice for 45.
Like I need that skincare routine.
Same. Shoot, brother, brother's absorbing souls. Like,
We found the owner of the phylactery.
okay, but back on topic. Like, that's why I'm like, I don't know if I can fully take you seriously when I have heard what you have said about other things in other pieces of media. That's not even like years ago. That's recent. You 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 kind of like you kind of crapped on Rush Duel. You completely like sneak dissed Genesis multiple times. When
Five-space format, by the way.
but yet for some reason, when it comes to these time wizard formats, which these time wizard formats which are uh sealed away, you want to be upset, and it's like, what are we doing here? Like, you come off as a hypocrite, buddy.
No,
And
no, you don't get it. Your Yu-Gi-Oh is bad. His Yu-Gi-Oh was the golden age. And Konami is bad for not catering to his Yu-Gi-Oh.
okay, I think you're confusing it with E3, but okay. I don't think.
Kind of sort of maybe a little bit. It all blends together after a while. I'll be real.
Okay. Speaking of blending together, I guess we move on. Well, since you didn't watch the video, I guess we'll say that for the next episode. Speaking of blending together, let's have a discussion over this Magic the Gathering um blog post.
Sure.
So,
One second. I like cat inside.
what?
Gotta let my cat's at the door.
Okay, well,
All right, I'm ready.
okay.
I just had to open my door.
So, we go back to this discussion. So there's a lot to talk about the Ninja Turtle set, but there's a discussion that was kind of put in here that kind of important that people kind of like talked about. If I can find it. Uh, Legend. If I can find the discussion here. Making a creature non-legendary. Okay. So this was like the main discussion people kind of had with this article, which is about legendary creatures. So there are several factors that work when we decide to make a non-legendary card for a specific creature or remove the legendary super type from a character's card. Note that this has all been a subject of huge debates in R&D over the past few years, and other designers have different perspectives. Universes Beyond sets want a player who is even slightly familiar with the property to recognize something in every booster. That's sort of the promise of Universes Beyond. We're taking a universe and expressing it through Magic the Gathering. If you're a fan and you open a booster of a Universes Beyond set and you don't recognize any creature, that's kind of a failing for Universes Beyond. We found both new and existing players feel that way. So we want recognizable creatures at low rarities, but those are the very ones we can't make non-legendary because everyone knows them. We couldn't put a picture on Leonardo on a creature card and call it youthful Arthur Stealth Inclined Tortoise. What?
I get it.
Okay. Magic sets need a lot of common creatures. Most sets have about 50 common creatures, and this one has 39. While some franchises have plenty of interesting generic concepts that players know, many don't, and TMNT is one of them. Among our 28 non-legendary common creatures, roughly 15 of them are actually specific characters that weren't made legendary. Goodbye, Scumbug. Hello, Exectoid Exterminator. Goodbye, Buckman and Joe Eyeball. Hello, Putrid Pals. We much rather use the names that are part of the universe that we're expressing through cards. Often, like Joe Eyeball, those names are awesome. Every time we don't use the right name, it takes a knowledgeable player a little bit out of the world we're trying to express. But we also can't have 26 legendary commons because the legend rule will come up way too frequently and make both drafting, building, and playing decks much more difficult. The legendary super type is really three completely separate things that have coalesced in a single item across Magic's history without intentional planning. You can't have more than one copy of a legendary creature on the battlefield. If a card includes the name of a specific character, it has to be legendary. A legendary creature can be a commander and lead a commander deck. Mark Rosewater and I have argued for some kind of adjustment to be made by removing the legendary status of some characters who aren't the focus of their universe and using as many generic creature concepts as possible was the way the majority of R&D wanted to handle the issue. And they have good points too. We can't make legendary creatures, even at common, slightly more powerful than normal because you can't usually have multiple copies of them in play. The existing system works very well for Magic multiverse sets with their lower legendary counts. The existing system is familiar and functional, and the cost of re educating everyone if we changed or added to it is pretty high. For the record, Mark and I both favor either removing the second rule so we can put a common Leonardo in a set and have him not be legendary, as the commons generally don't make for exciting commanders anyway, or creating a new term or symbol that means I'm a specific character and can lead a commander deck, but I don't trigger the legend rule. Our quest continues, but for now we'll continue to evaluate characters based on their recognizability and remove legendary for a few where there's any kind of plausible they're not the only one status that justifies us changing their name. Just like the best turtle storylines, these articles sometimes take crazy turns. Bet you didn't expect the in-depth examination review the legend rule issues in an article about Sneak. Guess I just disguised this article as something else and snuck it in there. Till next time.
Uh-huh.
So I bet you can understand what the topic of discussion is here.
Universes Beyond just having a problem with like too many recognizable characters because, you know, it's a crossover set.
Yeah. It's kind of the problem here in a sense.
Like, I mean, in the macro sense, right? Or like talking like sealed or whatever. It's very much a different game of Magic, right? At that point. Because you account for all the like one-ofs on the battlefield.
Yeah. I mean,
I think it's fine in its current iteration. I do like the idea of removing it from like lower rarity characters. Of course, it gets a little bit weird where it's like, all right. So here's Aang from episode 1, and here's 4 of them on the battlefield. Don't worry about it. Like I can see that being like a little like weird as far as like, you know, character. I mean, like, you know, flavor and whatnot.
I mean, true. But I also feel like if you're having that problem, you're having it so much that you're contemplating changing the entire rule book. Because from what I'm understanding, it doesn't seem like they were trying to change this for draft, but just for like a
That's right.
I assume this is for draft, but it also implies that it's like for more than just draft, like in general.
Uh-huh.
And to that I say no. Like, I feel like if you want to change the draft rules, okay, sure, maybe we can talk about it. But I feel
Right.
like you finally got the legend rule correct or like accurate in a way that's like, okay, this makes a lot of sense. It doesn't like
Oh yeah, it's fine in the current iteration for sure.
its curation is pretty much fine out. Like obviously, like you're an older player who was with the prior iterations of it, like, oh, you can only have this, and this. Like that's a different thing. But it's like if you're like, I just feel like no, like
I mean, the old iteration of the legend rule is pretty dumb. It's like, all right, I can only have one Garrick on the battlefield. So if there's a Garrick in the next set, you cannot have them both in play at the same time. This is every Garrick. Uh-huh. Like that was a pain, right?
hmm?
Like, could you imagine how bad it would be in like say the Final Fantasy command like sets set if that legend rule was still in place? So yeah, we're gonna put 5 clouds in your commander deck. Cool, you can only have one of them out. And one's your commander. What do all the other clouds? Use your brain. Like the legend rule's fine, fine, right? I think most people would say the legend rule in its current iteration is fine,
I think it's fine.
right? Like I get the issue though with like draft, right? Or it's like, well, I mean, every character's gonna have a name. You can't give all of them a name. It'd get kind of weird. Like, all right, it's Highlander draft, which is a cool concept theoretically. I mean, not like fully Outlander, but you get what I mean, right? I'm applying battlefield logic to deck building, and that's definitely off, but whatever.
Uh,
It's different.
I will say, like, I think people just kind of are more using it as like fuel to kind of hate on Universe Beyond
Uh-huh.
because it's like, oh, you want to wait, you want to consider changing the rules for because of Universe Beyond? And it's eh, like, oh my
I
god,
mean,
Universe
the
Beyond is the
second thing they
worst thing ever.
proposed,
But I think having that discussion is still fine. It's like,
right?
should the game at
Like,
least?
I think people should want to be more open about the card design process.
Yeah, I agree with that. And they haven't said they're going to change it, but they're trying to figure out a way like how could we do this where it kind of like helps a lot more people. And it's
Like, I
very
imagine
hard.
you see the Star Trek set, right? Like all the like generic red shirts are just kind of like, generic non-legendary names. And even like the lower end, like named red shirts, right? I imagine those aren't gonna be legendaries.
Like I think it's more just like you kind of be like, all right, like for example, say we got a trails. Say there's like a Trails of Cold Steel Magic set. Like
Huh?
I expect like characters like I expect like class 7 and like
I mean,
some of
all of
those
Class 10 will be legendary.
which I love how you're like you be like, oh, class 7 will be legendary. It's like you don't even know how many people are in class 7.
Oh, like what? 13?
Okay, you're close.
I'll take
Technically,
close. I mean, I'm just assuming it's like I use Type Zero as my base. It's like, all right, it's probably like between 13 and 15 of these people.
so technically, like there's really like 15,
Hmm.
no, or 16, 15, 16, or like under the thing of class 7, but that's including like all four games. Sent.
Ah,
But like then you have like your antagonists. Like you'll have the amount of antagonists. You'll have characters from potentially characters from returning series and everything. But it's like some of them are going to have to like go down because like yeah no we don't have space to make all these just legendaries. But it's like you definitely know that like characters like Fee or Laura or Reen definitely they're going to stay like actual
Legends at all rarities, yeah.
yeah right like but like someone like say Machias or Gaius at least maybe like someone like Machias or Gaius or whatnot might have to kind of like be like well I won't say Gaius there's things about him that you can't pick him. uh maybe like I don't know maybe Fee you probably like yeah Fee can just gonna have to stay like a regular for now because like something like that. Like I feel like that's kind of the problem with like Universe Beyond is that like people, some people will just not care because so long as their characters on the card, they're fine. And some of them will be like,
Right.
yeah, but why is uh why is like character from a side content not actually a legendary, etc., blah 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 blah. It feels messed up because they're so important. I'm like, dog.
No, they're not. I get it. That's your favorite side quest. They're talking to 10 NPCs in a row in a very specific order, but they're not that important to the game.
But it is very much like the point is like I at least enjoyed the discussion of this rather than just be saying, oh, this is a reason against Universes Beyond.
Right.
It's like, we're trying to figure it out. Right? This is unprecedented territory for us as well. So we're trying to figure it out. Okay. Um
I think people just want to find any single holes they can find in universes beyond the render agenda that seems to keep failing every time we get sales numbers.
yeah.
It's like, Universes Beyond, it's definitely a failure this time. Buddy, Avatar sold gangbusters. I'm sorry. You're not winning this conflict. Gen Z and the millennials are taking over your game.
Oh, look.
Sorry.
Yeah. All right. Uh yeah, that's kind of all I want to talk about with this. This is a very interesting topic. And then we go back. All right, Zeta. I will let
I
you
guess
start.
it's time.
I will let you start. Let me put
Alright.
the
Spoiler warning.
spoiler thing on here. Where is? Oh, that's not it. Well, that kind of might be it. That's not it. That's not it. That's such a. I'll have to edit it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let me see if I can like change something about this. Background color, select color. Opacity. Yeah, okay, there we go. That looks decent. All right, we
Alright.
put it on there. All right, guys, if you have not watched the most recent Cardfight Vanguard anime episode, uh, you can either leave or just come back at the end
Yep.
because this is the third topic of our discussion. So we will begin
And we
in
are gonna be ranting a bit.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Y'all gone? Yep. Okay.
Cool. Alright. Let me just open up with something
No,
really
no,
quick
no.
to start things off.
Let me start. Let me start with. Okay, never mind. Go. Actually, sorry.
Alright, one quick factoid. Um, in case anyone wanted now to do anything at all in this season or before this season, she has 0 fights in the manga. This episode confirms it.
Okay. Let us also actually start here with the bad and then go up to the good. Why is Suo back?
Look, alright. At this See, I think that Suo coming back just highlights the biggest problem with the Vanguard anime. Last week, I was all angry about Erica, but like Suo's also kind of in that same range where it's like the creators like, man, this season one plus the hottest thing we've come up with in a while. So we're gonna keep dragging these same two characters back for no reason. Azaki and Azanaraj. And we just pretend and we just give them a new plot line every season. I think like spiritually, right? They saw Gene X, they saw Link joke, and they're like, what if we just never, ever pretend anyone else actually matters to our main character this time around. We don't give him a new group of buddies. We just keep the same two around at all times and toss every other character in the bin in order to keep that going.
I am now pretty much convinced that like the real actual main characters of Divines are Akina, Sua, and Erica. Like it kind of always has been that since they were the crux of the ending of the first season. But it's like everything past that has
Every
revolved
season after
around
that first
them.
season, look, after season 1, they were just there functionally.
And and I think what's also frustrating to people is like to them is like, hey, now is appears to be the main, the main female lead. We have Kaizo coming back. Like it felt there was a bunch of 6 characters, and everyone remembers when Kanai say, yeah, everyone could feel like their own main character. But it's like here we are on
Once
your
we had a
final.
7th,
It's like, yeah, but here is but it's like they really just like I'm trying to remember so there's the YouTuber Codex entry, and I remember them doing like a kind of like a Persona 5 like review in progress or something.
uh-huh.
They never finished it, by the way. That I know of. But I remember when they were talking about Futaba's palace and Futaba in the context of the kind of like the good and bad of Futaba. Is like Futaba is a good character, but she's so good she kind of messes with the rest of the game.
Uh-huh.
Because at a certain point it's like, yeah, but Futaba can just do this, Futaba can just do that. Like
Right.
I mean, its prime example is the next arc is like the infamous Ryuji and uh Morgana box, crashing out arc, right?
Mm.
That leads into that people say is like really bad because it just kind of like eats up Haru's like screen time.
You kind of got to appreciate Persona 4 just making sure the tech person was Rise of all people. And then Naoto's perpetually just dumber than you at every given turn.
So it's not dumber than you.
He exists entirely to reiterate what you already know.
Naruto is more so for the every other person. But we're going back on track. The point is being that yeah, Erika and Suo are really good characters, so much that they've now basically like absorbed everyone else's screen time.
They already had their arc. You know, you can kind of see the problem emerge in Divine Season 2, now that I think about it.
Like
Because there was no reason they also had to tie Sybil to Erica.
again, I still stand by like the Sybil twist being Erica is does make sense because it's like we just couldn't figure it out, and it's like okay,
I mean,
that's fine.
yeah, but it's like
I think going further than that, I think the fact that it's like okay, fine, but it's like that's how Erica can stay in this world and whatnot and everything, right? But it's like I still stand by like that's a fine twist. I just
it's okay. It was all right in the moment. It's in retrospect, it's kind of emblematic of the direction Divines will keep going after it.
I mean I just don't think anyone suspected them to like use them as a crutch this badly.
And the worst part, right? At least for me, no, not the worst part. One of the annoying things is like seeing the community go, especially during the deluxe arc. Man, Akina is so boring. I sure hope Erica should have been the main character. It's like, are we watching the same show?
I mean, the the thing was like they're like, well, Erica's more compelling as a character in this specific instance, and yeah, of the term. It's like, yeah, she has a reason to be here. She has everything right there. It's like there is a compelling reason for her to be the main character of at least this arc specifically. You okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Okay.
My problem though is like, I mean, that's the thing with the deluxe, though, right? Like, I'm the only there's like maybe what 3 characters maybe with any actual motivation to be in the deluxe,
Yep.
and one of them is Susanne. So there's actually only 2 characters in the actual motivation in the deluxe.
Dog.
Buddy, Susanne and Ruka are not characters.
No, I'm just like you say that like, and it's like, oh well, I can't wait to see like Susanne Phantom, and it's like, oh no, she's in the manga. What? And so let me kind of start here.
All right.
I think why I got upset, like I had a discussion with somebody and I got really heated, and I, you know, and whatever. I apologize to them, we're fine. But it's like, and we're fine. It's just a discussion. I kind of like got a little overheated off of it. But I think my issue was that I kind of had to actually genuinely think of, are they actually going to end Divines with just this one season? Like that moment of, oh my god, they're actually going to do that.
And Divine's Deluxe Finals is so much worse in retrospect once you realize it's the final season of Divines.
Because it just kind of hit me, and I didn't realize it's like they're really just going to end the show on this note. Now, granted, I'm not saying like the ending is going to be terrible, but it's like that moment of, I feel like we just
Not a good
wasted
note.
time. No, I'm not. I'm talking about for like the independence of the season itself, right? Like
Right.
the finale could still, the final like 5 episodes or so could still be bangers. But as a whole, that realization as a whole of like, oh, this is it. They weren't lying.
No.
Like, and that could be for a multitude of factors. That could be because they just want to have like a full. It could be a theory of like, possibly a theory they just want a complete like clean slate going into next year.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I can see that. The 15th,
There could,
like, we're going to be in the 15th anniversary, like, by the time the next season airs.
yeah, like,
So, I guess he wanted to start fresh with the 15th anniversary special Vanguard production.
wait, what are you talking about?
Woo!
Wait, what? What are you talking about?
Like, the next season after Cardfight Clash is going to be the first new anime, a new era for the
Yeah,
all starting on the
but we're
15th
in the
anniversary.
15th anniversary. Like, this is our 15th anniversary season.
No, next season, yeah, but next season going to be the big 15th anniversary season with a brand new cast.
Okay, I'm just saying, like that moment of, I'm just saying the frustration I had, because it's like they were saying like, yeah, it's just Ryuga saying, oh, it's just us two left, and it's like, wait,
There were 20 of you.
yeah, it's just like, wait, so all of your, and it's just like, there's just no way, like, so, and it's like, okay, so like we just think about how many we've had, like we had Wait, we just got introduced to Suzune. We just got introduced to. We got uh um. I'm trying to remember his name.
What's its name?
Kyoma. We just had Kyoma in the manga. We just got Suzune. Um, we had off screen. We had Shinobu, Donji, and Bro Magnus chick. Raika, Suo. Um, Suo.
Senka,
Senka.
Masanori.
Masanori. It,
Ran about Senka for a second.
like I'm okay. Wait, no. I'm trying to think. He fought
Yeah,
10
sorry.
people plus the others, and it's like, holy cow! There's no way we just ran
There
out of. You ran out of people. Williams.
outside of Michiru's Gauntlet, there was a grand total of like I guess 6 fights for the manga. And there's all the ones in the anime, so about like 20.
Oh my god! They really just had
We are
Michiru
running
just
through the entire named cast of the era.
like Michiru just off screen like so many people. We can't even deal with it. It's like,
Why would you do that as a writer?
so my theory is that they either one or like, hey, listen, uh and, obviously the season's pretty, I would say argues like almost was pretty much done, and then we had like 2 weeks. I'd say pretty much I could probably say that maybe I don't know when Mori-san passed away, or like he was in a position where he could not like go to work. So I could probably say they're like, hey, listen, I don't know what's, I'm probably feeling like really sick. Can only do so much. Right. This is a theory, just a concept of like, so maybe it's like, all right, I don't know if we can do 24 episodes. Maybe we have to kind of cut it down to 12. And any extra stuff we just have to kind of deal in the manga and whatnot, right? Because it feels like the manga is
Right.
the like kind of
Missing season.
the missing like half, right? Like we said, like we're basically like on
Yeah.
part 2 of a whole different season, basically. So when I look at that, I kind of just go, there is probably a lot of compromises in production because of either
Mm-hmm.
a decision to be made with
I blame
Vanguard in the
Kidani.
future, or again, we don't know what the path forward for Vanguard is going to be, which is a
Right.
big
All we know
question.
is more D era. Like we're not doing any like new like we might get a G equivalent, but like we're not switching formats or anything.
But this was our G equivalent, basically. Um,
GX.
but what I'm trying to say is, I'm assuming there's a bunch of factors behind the scenes that led to that manga's creation as like a compromise to the fact that we probably don't have the manpower to really do this. Like,
Mhm.
rather do 12 solid episodes with the means we have, and have someone else kind of tell the other half of the story that doesn't involve Akina, and then we go forward. And then,
Mhm.
the director dies during the 2 week break. Like that could change production immensely, right?
Right.
Because like that.
Also, like these episodes aren't made like week to week. Like this mess had months of planning, and no one stopped.
I mean, I think just kind of just the discussion. I mean, just going back to the discussion about let's kind of just get to it. Like, let's kind of talk about now versus Gabelius, and it's like,
Let's talk about now versus Senka first.
all right, fine. What do you want to talk about with Senka? Damn.
Look, all right. I just want to bring up. Remember all that build up and like interest and intrigue? Everyone had like, oh, there's 2 mystery Phantom Fighters left. And then the last one of those 2 gets immediately off-screened. Only to tell us, guys, now is not getting a fight in the manga because he didn't write Raksha until this moment to trigger the plot of the episode. Like, this should have been a flashback scene.
I mean, it really is like confused. So like, then what the heck? What the? I mean, it is kind of crazy because we don't know.
She did not play Vanguard until that moment.
According to what she says in that thing of like, man, the first fight's always the weird one. It's like it. I assume she at least had one because otherwise, you know, how did her mythos awaken? Like,
if she had a fight, it had to have happened. She did just she won on G3. That's the only explanation. She won on her first G3 turn. Because like there's no explanation. Because like Gab only moves like, oh shoot, right, Sybil's still here. Let me just mosey on down and get my blood grudge in.
like, I think that's what's confusing. I think what that. You know what? Let's kind of talk about the whole setup for the episode, right? Like, let's kind of go back even a little bit. At least let's go forward a little bit, but more to kind of contextualize some of this, and probably why like this one hit me harder in the oh my god, this might be trash than it probably should have. Was the thing of the moon gate is opening, right? And then Kagetsu leaves.
That was so bad.
Because the idea gave me the thing of, wait, the moon gate's opening and you don't know what's happening?
See, you would think that'd be something bad and not, oh, someone's doing an off-screen trial of the moon.
Yeah, which is like, how? Like,
you're the moon guy.
Yeah, you're the moon. Like, it adds so many questions. It's like, what is going on? So like,
is there a virtual Kagetsu on the moon?
Like, not only that, it's like, so technically they didn't even need you? Like, it kind of makes...
at this point, they didn't need Akina.
It really is like, so... Like, I think what it does, like, in full context, it makes Now's entire... I'll say this. Unless something changes in this last second, I feel like we just kind of completely fumbled now.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, let's just kind of stare it now. Like, forget the fraud watch for Rika, dog. Like, Now is the fraud. Like, they utterly fumbled her.
Someone pointed it out. Now was the first person to lose in season 1, and she's the second person to lose in the final season. And she does next to nothing in between.
Except take out Senka, which everyone pretty much has done by this point.
Like, wow, you fought your main rival and your main opponent is the biggest jobber in this show. Congrats. Like, I think Now's status as a heroine is kind of like what's her name from Zechs, where she's in every episode.
Oh,
so we just kind of have to roll with Katori.
Oh.
Where she's just obligated to be in every episode. And that's her claim to fame.
But Tori didn't fight because she's not really a duelist like that. She can duel, but she's not like...
And we pretend Now fights in a meaningful manner.
But the point is, but here's the thing. now isn't literally told to be a pro. She's supposed the whole thing about her storyline, right?
Hot air.
Like it's just like you actually did her dirty.
Dog, we were robbed.
Like genuinely, we were robbed. It's like, cause I'm thinking,
Oh man, she's gonna be the female Kai. She has to touch a cool
no,
dragon.
no, no.
Hell yeah, okay.
This moment in the episode was like, I'm thinking, oh, the moon gate's opening. Could that potentially mean that something's coming out of it? Could it mean Sybil showing up, or like a revival of Sybil in some way? Maybe like the actual real big bad.
Nope.
And for it to be Suo, one not only means that, oh, so we're just never going to go back to the Sybil storyline. Like we're just done with
And
it.
two, the Mystics also have dodgeball rules. Which means they can just bring, in worst case scenario, Vice Ruger just brings in the other like 16 people on the moon to tag out anyone else that loses.
I mean, now just how do I put this right here? It makes Face Ruger look incompetent as hell.
He's incompetent, but also the most competent drafter in any sport.
Yeah, but it's like, what do you mean a trial happened and you didn't know what was going on? Or like you hid it from Kagetsu?
So just woke up and was like, Vital, and grabbed the message and dropped down.
Like, and then it's
Vital.
like, okay, so then what about everyone else?
Oh, everyone else is gonna show up on the final episode to hype Akina up for the final turn. It's like, see, Gabwolius, we're no longer alone. Too bad about your people.
And I think that's what hurts the most, because Gabelius's reasoning, I think, is probably the best part of this season.
Every single Phantom has a good reason, and all our good guys can say is, yeah,
That's
but our
rough,
world's the
buddy.
real one.
That's rough, buddy.
Literally.
I mean, the answer is like,
How are we supposed to root for these guys?
okay, I'm still upset over the Sybil thing, because I'm like, genuinely, it implied that Sybil was either coming back or something related to Sybil had to be here. And it's just like, I don't think that even happened. I think it was just Gabrielius got PTSD so bad. He's like, you know what? I'm just going to kill her.
That's it. That's literally it.
Just PTSD,
And then I was like, I can feel Sybil's pain. It's just you're just like Sybil now. It's like, now, why is every single person on our good guy side saying the dumbest things to these people? Like, you're the monster now, Gab. Don't you see? It's like, shut up. Shut up.
Oh. It's like, just, but like, yeah, no.
Like, Mikoto did the exact same thing.
Well, okay, so this is part of the kind of repetitive thing that kind of is like happening. Is like, right, when Makoto did it, it was supposed to be kind of like a parallel to Yuna, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, Roxas, by the way. It's like a parallel to like her talking to Yuna, right? It's like, hey, it's fine. And then right, Ryuga basically is like, yeah, you can say that because you're technically in the right, but guess what? I don't care, bro. I want my life back to normal. And then just stomps her out. And also, I didn't know this in the lore. Her mistress just dies.
Oh yeah, I know.
Like not just dies, gets stabbed with the pile bunker so bad it gives Chris Rain PTSD.
It's like, all right, time for the war. All right, and you're out of here. Later, Chris Rain.
And it's just like okay, like it's just like, it's like, okay, you know what? I don't know how to feel about how you handled Chris Rain's Mythish like that, but all right, cool, fine, whatever. We can move on. But with now,
You know what's crazy? Vice Ruger could have solved all this with just building a big space laser. He's on the moon. He probably is. He's in physical form. I'm assuming he could just blow up the tower.
apparently not on the moon enough if he didn't notice that someone was literally like doing
Yeah.
like it. It is just insane to me that here we are.
Every passing episode since Erica came back has been a fumble.
Like I'm trying to think what was okay. Erica came back. Oh my god, it's been. I just realized. Oh my god, I just realized it has been 2 weeks. I thought there was another. No, 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 not. Well, it depends on how you feel about the Meteor episode because it's like I'm just thinking about like, wait a second, have
Dude, the
we?
Meteor episode was terrible.
I don't know. I like the Meteor episode.
Like,
I
I feel
think
like my problem with Meteor's episode is like they they keep trying to sell this Meteor and Rika dynamic, and it just doesn't work.
I thought it worked there. I personally think it worked there. I think
Like
what
maybe at the end of the fight, but it's like their dynamics kind of like, dude, you're chasing after this guy, and this guy's like, buddy, I'm everyone's rival. I'm the peak here. Hi, you're acknowledged, but also, do
go back
you
to
want me to
bed.
just pretend we're rivals? Would that make you happy?
Yeah, but also go back to bed, dog.
Right.
But my thing is just more so that they added in a whole. Oh no, the Mystics can just lose power if you play too much. And it's like what? It's like, okay, well, that's a
Well,
new interesting thing. And it's like to say, oh, yeah, also, by the way, we just took out the last Mythish. We just took out the last Phantom before we have to deal with Kurumi
yeah,
Ryoga.
huh?
Like, what? And that was now's only other fight of the series, of the season. It's like,
That's it.
and it's like, there's something here, but it's like, oh my God, what is happening?
And you know what the worst part is? I feel like in all of this, Ryuga versus Akira could have been a banger episode,
Oh my God, I didn't even think about that.
especially with Akira being pissed off.
Like,
Nope.
nope, we're just gonna bring Suo back to
We
just
could have
do nothing.
just two angry dudes screaming at each other and throwing cards down.
Like, honestly, I didn't even want that. I wanted it to be like some sort of like I don't know if it's because I just had a whole bunch of ideas in my head of like, oh man, what if actually Ryuga finds out he's actually not even real? Like, because I was just thinking about like, if he's really like, if he really has those memories, but he has his regular life, why is he sleeping in Karumi's shed when he could just sleep in his
Right.
own house? Because like it engulfed Kaga, so he still lives. So he lives in the city.
Like I meant it's like one of those things. Like even if you have your like, it's the whole thing's like memories, right? It's like it's kind of awkward. Heck, I could have moved out immediately.
But I'm just like, we could have played something like that. It's like, oh, he's actually not even real. He's just like a fake soldier or something, or like a fake person created specifically just for like I don't know the Parallax the Miraz card to really like to like have just an extra soldier or something.
I
It's like
mean,
an
I feel
offender.
like that's still the Karumi problem in general, though. Where it's like they still need to they still need to like bring up the mechanics of necromancy here and what the hell happened.
That too. It's
I
like,
feel like they
like
I feel like they won't.
I mean, this is like, if we really are gonna end the season here, then it's like, yeah, no, I don't know, like how. I don't know how we do it, dog.
Like
I don't
unless
know
it's
what
like
we
some
do
nonsense
anymore,
like
man.
unless it's like, oh yeah, Gabby grabbed a Mirage card and activated it at the exact same time her heart gave out. That's all I got.
Which, if I'm going with kind of like the timeline, the assumed timeline of what happened is like, she would have had to have died during like divines. She would die like
Right.
early
So it's
divines. So it's like, no, that's not possible. That's not
no.
possible. So then, what is going on? And like the only other thing I think of is, and it's like Gabelius didn't revive her. I mean, Gabelius probably like maybe tried something, but like, how does he have?
Anime's a phantom. Somehow. Like, I don't know, nothing makes sense here.
I, I think I'm just.
Unless it's her from an alternate from a different timeline who
I mean,
wouldn't be the first time in this season, in this saga.
possibly, but then it's like, okay, this really does frustrate me. I don't know if I even finished this, but like, how, like I genuinely just like upset because I'm like, wow, we really just I'm still just upset over Sybil, man. I'm just like, we really just did that. Like, and and yes, I know I should be really talking about the positive here about Gabelius' thing, but we'll get to that in a moment. But I'm just like, they teased up so much to like, oh, Sybil's coming back or something's there, right? Because like, oh,
Right.
he wakes up, he has this feeling and like, I gotta do something. I gotta take out Sybil, or you know, the whole discussion about I can still feel Sybil. And then the moon gate activating without him knowing is like, oh shoot, is something coming? And it's like this bait and switch, but it's specifically for me as someone who wanted Sybil's story to be generally handled with something worth a damn, to then watch that just kind of get blown away in like,
What, you didn't like them just bringing back the same story to going, you know, Sybil also felt kind of sad, Gab. You're kind of like Sybil right now.
a it's one of those issues where like the whole Kenta thing, it's like, speaking of which, yeah, what about him?
I even forgot about Kenta real quick.
I mean, I know a lot of stuff is happening, but it's like I'm just realizing, oh yeah, we have not gotten an update on him at all.
It's like, wow, Akin, that was your entire motivation here, and the only reason you seem any bit to have any justification for this conflict, and you have not mentioned them once a second time. Huh. And then Swole's gonna come back next. I was like, hey, Swole, sorry about what I said about Kenta. Hey. Kenta, who? Let's do this, man. The dynamic duo's back together.
Like, I, it is amazing what like 30, 20 seconds could do to an entire episode.
You did do an entire season. Like, they turned the stakes style way down.
I think, listen, the Erica thing, I think it's because they did it again.
Uh-huh.
Like the Erica thing, it's like, you know, at least like, okay, fine, we can have Erica. That's a cool concept, a cool idea. It's like, okay, we have that. At least we could probably see it in action or something.
Erica might not get another fight this season.
Yes, that's the point. That's the big thing here. Now it's like, oh yeah, we revived Erica to have this whole thing, but it's like now she's here as like this button. But like, if we just actually like off screen the remaining mythish like Phantom Fighters, mostly by Michiru, and then now finishes off the last one off screen. Like not even
And
like
then
we
Slow
see like,
shows up in a steel chair to steal the second to last Phantom Fighter.
and then it's like, okay, so then like now it's just the question. Now it's like adding them, of course, like one. You could have at that point then just kind of like held off Erica until until we got to this point, because like, oh hey, here's the thing. Two, it now means that you've done it again. Like again, I was like, okay, we do need to obviously lose someone here. When it came to Mikoto, I was like, okay, I'm willing to just kind of let that happen or like be okay with it. But the fact that you did it again with Suo.
But let me know that Erica's the only female character given any respect in Divine Sex outside of Mirai.
Like it's just like you did it again with Suo and traded off now. That is the part that is like. That's the part I think a
And
lot
now
of people
barely had any lines before this episode.
nope. It's like yeah, no, it's like Makoto at least had like an arc in the spine, like we'll find this. Now didn't have a damn thing. Now all of a sudden it's like, okay, bye. And it's just it it's the part that breaks you, right? Because it's like
Right.
there's so many ways the story could go. And yes, I'm giving them some grace because of circumstances. But even then, it's like you still have to write most of the storyline already. So you had the idea of taking Now out already. And it's like, dog, she's your most popular character. Why did you ice your most popular character?
I mean, they iced her in the first season of Deluxe, pretty much. And then she did nothing for the entire second season. And we get here. Like, she's the most popular character, but like, even Makoto had a higher win rate.
Oh yeah, no, without doubt. I'm officially going now. Like Now is officially fraud. I hate that. Because
She just looked better by proximity and because of all the merch.
but it generally is like, all right.
Now it's not the most popular character. Now it's midref is for their merch. Unfortunate truth of the matter. They did not write Now for like 4 seasons. 3 of her being charitable.
Like it like I like the issue of the writing potential for like that's really it. It's like the writing potential for Now was way higher than Mikoto, and the fact that she finally got her episode and it's used to basically say, yeah, Gabelius to be like, no, Gabelius is like using this because he I want to talk about Gabelius so bad too, but I'm still just so I can't get out my head of like what just happened, bro. I can't get out my head.
But I'm just saying, Hanami's been real quiet outside of her major focus scenes.
Oh yeah, that too. Like Economy is also just not a
There.
none of these characters characters are characters.
Like,
I think that's it. None of these characters outside
Yep,
the
that's
Phantoms
it.
are characters. Akina's been flip-flopping about what to do with Kurumi until Erica showed up. Then after that, no one mattered.
he still up a little bit, and it's like, shoot, well, now it's gone. All right, now I need to actually lock in.
Now it's gone, and now he's like, you know what? I know what we need to do, and it's like, so we just.
Do you?
It's like, are we sure? It's like, now I'm confused because, like, wait, so are we just going to just straight up speed run to him? Just like,
next time Kurumi shows up, Akina's gonna start flip flopping again.
I mean,
watch.
He's probably gonna show up next episode, but it's like,
oh
like,
man,
the
you know
only
what,
way.
Kurumi, I was so mad about now, but like, you know, I still want to save you.
But now here's the big problem. It's like, so it's like, okay, Erica's probably not gonna get a fight this season.
Nope.
If
Akina's not gonna fight this season,
you know, Kanami's gonna fight Kurumi, we assume. And then either if Kanami wins, we go straight to Akina versus Gabrielius, or if Kanami loses, that means we have Akina versus Kurumi, and then we probably open up to either Akina versus Gabrielius or dang, forget his name.
Kagetsu just finally gets off his ass and jobs.
Or Kagetsu versus Gabrielius. Or Kagetsu versus Kurumi. Who knows? The point being is like, damn.
I don't think Kagetsu versus Kurumi is happening. Their dynamic of being is completely artificial.
Yeah, but
there's nothing there.
The point I'm trying to say is there is an actual potential chance that Kagetsu does not fight in the show when he is the leader of the team.
He is there entirely to give Akina a beer after he beats Gabrielius.
And it's like, I'm
so glad we woke you up. I am sick of playing Vanguard.
Like, that's why I'm just like,
why'd you bring back Suo?
Not even just why'd you bring Suo? Why? Like, now I'm just like, so now I'm just understanding, like, the purpose of just like, in case you didn't realize by now, the purpose of the manga was to give everyone else their character arcs before we got into here.
Yep.
Like, sorry, you're watching The Return of the Jedi. We already had Empire Strikes Back. Like, you're being told, yeah, Star Wars and The Empire Strikes Back happened off screen. We're now in Return of the Jedi. Like, what?
All right. And it's like, we're just waiting pretty much for like everyone else to knock each other out so Akina could just do his big moment. Which honestly, again, if we ran the math before the Mrs. Fires got all these like pity tokens, there's a really good, like, there was enough episodes, assuming 13, and enough characters where we could have had some actual that proper dynamic final showdown between Akina and Gabrielius as the last two people between like two worlds. And I feel that would have been a lot more interesting. Like, all right, Akina gets his entire peanut gallery. While Gabrielius like, all right, I got nothing. I have nobody. You all just want me to just ignore my people. And you're the good guys.
Listen, I think
like, what?
At this point, I think the only way to salvage the series is that Gabrielius win. I think that's just what has to happen now. We just have to.
Well, you could have a bit there.
We just have to end it with Gabellius winning. I don't know how you, because I'm like, I definitely am just like, I don't know how you justify anything about this anymore.
Like, if the plan is to make it so like Akina is just as angry about things and wanting change, just and like doesn't care anymore, just like Abuelius is at right now, that is a cool idea. If you were willing to actually get rid of characters.
Yep. Like, I agree. It's like if you actually just made it so like eventually just like like you're losing characters at a consistent pace.
And
And it's
like
like,
D legitimately has like no more characters after like what Michiru did and the manga and the show. Like there's no more D characters left. And it's just those two.
and it's just like now I'm just thinking about like, wait, so then did so like is Yu Yu a phantom? Is
You used the Final Phantom in the manga.
I mean, we don't know that, but it's like,
But like it's so highly likely.
so it's like, okay, so we don't even get a rematch of like protagonists, like evil protagonists or anything.
We didn't get an IT versus Kernel rematch.
Yeah, but I'm like, I mean, true, but it's like this would also be pretty cool too. It's like, Phantom Yu Yu with a concept like against like Akina or
I mean,
something.
yeah, but there's another thing where it's like they don't have much of a character in the anime besides my sister really saw you on TV and she really likes you. Cardfight.
Like, or like something else. Like, I think just like I think just the fact that not only like, you know what, I think this is the other thing too, is like not just like, oh, we have the Phantom, but also like any potential like Phantom fighter that could also take place was just a lackey of the other Phantom fighters.
Huh?
It's like we wiped characters off the map too fast. I feel like we're still on this topic, but it's like that's how important, how damaging this has to
It's
potentially be.
it's kind of the big driving point of this promo of the season. You wipe out most of the cast, and then anytime you wipe out any more of the cast wherever it matters, you go up, 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 up. One more character. Like that's the problem.
Yeah, it's
Like there's no wind in the sails.
I don't know,
Like the
man.
season lacks momentum. Now, at this point.
Haha, now.
Huh.
But yeah, you're right. It's like whenever an antagonist goes down, it's like, okay, that's fine. But like the antagonist had a finite resource, but you put in like a system where it's like, yeah, no, here's now a finite resource for the protagonist too. Only for you to then like be like, oh yeah, but also our protagonist can also just have a moon trial unexpectedly because they can.
Also, that it's crazy how that scene with like Gabuelis being worried about Erica at the end was literal bait, actual clickbait.
No, I think it is still worried about Erica because Erica still kind of matters in this whole
She's
thing.
not playing any more cards this season.
I'm saying in terms of if we were in a better written story, yes, Erica still matters because that's still a problem. But now I'm just like, wait a second, does that even matter? Like, oh, you beat Gabellius, but you're
Watch.
not strong enough to actually like. Even you beat Gabellius, you're actually not even strong enough to remove his mythic stuff. So I'm like, wait, this doesn't even
Erica's
do
gonna be the one
anything.
that grabbed him. Erica's gonna be the one at the last episode to grab the Mirage card and go like, Akina, thank you, big bro. I'll be the glorious sacrifice, and then everything's fine. And then she comes back at the end at the end of the post credit scene. It's like, ah, Erica's back. Let's go.
Like I genuinely like. It, I was not expecting all this issue to happen. Okay, let's actually talk about something good, please. Like we're 2 hours in.
Sure, sure.
Let's just kind of talk about how I do think Gabriel's like story is actually a good reason, and I
Yeah.
think it generally doesn't mess up his character
Nope.
because yeah, no, he was like, listen, I was content, and it's like, yeah, I would be content too. It was like I had no other way to revive my family. At least as long as I get the run back and prevent like another like group of people from dealing with the same fate I did, I had to.
And then
I think that's
and then
fine.
I found the solution.
Now, how he found the solution, that's a good question.
I guess he heard some rumors from someone and like got on a boat and just found it in the ocean.
But he was in Erica the whole time. So that
Don't
means
worry about it.
no, because now, oh my god, don't tell me we're just finding holes in the good part of the episode. Don't do this to me, man.
The opening scene of this season makes no sense with any given time period unless Gab is just able to move independently from Erica off screen.
Which then makes the whole like, because then it makes everything else worse. Cause it's like, oh,
Which
so
that makes the end of season 2 make no sense. Yes.
okay, we need to listen. I'm gonna talk. We're going back into the topic now because if we go any further, I'm just gonna start hating the show. We need
I am so sorry.
so let's if I want to actually make genuine argument, like okay, we'll go and talk about it when we actually do the full spoiler cast. But the point being is Gabrielius having that extra accessibility to do it and like generally taking it, it's like yeah, it makes sense. Like he also, and I also kind of agree that now, and I agree that now was right. It's like yeah, you also just kind of you became uh she was right. She just like she's out of line, but she's right. Like you did become Sybil in a sense, not exactly like
Right.
him, but you did because you also got lost in the pain and tragedy. Like you thought you didn't because you're like I finally beat Sybil, but when given the choice to revive your clan, you took that immediately without very limited hesitation. So it was like, yeah, no,
But I mean
now
that's
is right, but
that's
just
the
like,
general plan of Divines. Like, sorry, I kind of have a wish here, and I kind of really desire it, so I'm gonna go for it.
yep. Which is why I'm like, yeah, no, that it doesn't actually just like mess up Sybil's character to me because it's like it. I mean, Gabriel's character because it's like it makes sense. Like considering how
Yeah.
he was just mad all season 2 that Sybil was even breathing. It's like, yeah, no,
And like the Destiny Showdown, I mean, heck, we already knew from Destiny Showdown he did pretty much all of this just to go around Sybil in practice. Like Ab's always been, you know what? I need to run back. And that's fine.
I mean,
It's cool we're getting a continuation of it.
it's also kind of parallel with Erica. Is like Erica still couldn't let go of her beef with Suo.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like, yeah, no, it makes sense. It makes logical sense. It is actually like genuinely like how we got there is still questionable, but like the point is like that is still probably like the best written like part of this.
The general beats are solid.
Yeah, it's just
I just, I can't seem to get about our protagonist after that. But man, that argument is so good. Why aren't you the main character?
All right. We'll have to wait and see.
Yep. Gap stuff is good. The episode has some really weird rotoscoping if you didn't like there was like the episode was weirdly animated. Like it was more fluid than other episodes, but like it looked rotoscoped a little bit
Hmm.
in like a few moments. They're like, all right, this is our big budget episode. It's like, oh, oh no.
I mean,
This was the money. Oh, this was the money episode. Ah, Gab's theme is pretty awesome. You know, Divine's. You know, the music always hits it out the park.
hmm.
Like, there's good stuff in here. There's good stuff in the episode. You just can't think of the episode outside of the bubble. Like in a vacuum, if you're like, all right, you want to check out a Cardfight Vanguard episode for the first time? Yeah, you could get away with putting this one on. It wouldn't make sense, but you know, you can get away with it. Just hope they don't watch anything else in the season. Gosh, this could have been a good season.
Still a chance. I still.
Like the first few episodes were like, all right, we got something going here.
Okay.
And then the shill characters had this pop up. Like back to back to back. Come on.
Okay. I think we're. I think we've just kind of burned down all of this here. So I think we can
Yeah.
call it. Taking on spoiler warning. All right. We're done here. Pretty much we're done with this emergency episode. We will be back at some point in time.
Yep.
We will let y'all know when we're ready, because technically,
Right. We'll wait for some news to build up.
yep, and then we'll be back. So you can find us all on our socials. They're all down in the description. Follow us there. Please like the podcast if you liked it. Subscribe, and we will see y'all on the next episode. Peace.
We won't. Peace.